Why you so hard? Show me that you love me, baby. Why you so hard? Show me that you care. So many days, so many nights, so many tears. I had to cry. Told me you love me. Love was a lie. Loving you was a mistake. 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 Play me like guitar, baby. You only love me for breathing. Play with my emotion, girl.
All right. We're back. And welcome to another Star Stellar episode of the Chatterbox with yours truly, King Jacob. And we are back again with another special invited guest that is. And, been knowing her for a while and we've been rocking for a little while. You know, she pretty dope
Not
individual.
we talking about
Right. And so she does a lot of things, a lot of amazing things, man. And we're going to get into her story. So I'll go and let her properly introduce herself to the audience. You have the floor.
All right. What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, NDure. And I am so glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me on the chat box. I really appreciate you guys. It's been a long time coming. It's been a while, but I'm keeping it steady. That's what it's about. It's steady.
Okay. So now when people want to know who is NDure, what type of answer is that?
Motivated, passionate, driven, doing God's work, highly anointed, God's angel. That's just a loving.
Okay, just a God's servant, and just to sum it up.
Yes.
Okay. So
Oh, that's my
let's talk.
perfume back here. I'm like, what's this in the background?
I see it. So let's talk about you as an artist first. How long have you been into the music business?
Wow. Decades now. I started off as a teenager, so preferably like 95, 4. Yes, been that long.
Right. And so, give us a rundown on, the first time you recorded a track, the emotion of it, the mental process of it. Could you kind of really think back that far and kind of rekindle that very moment?
Yes. I was 13 years old when I first started recording, and the feeling I got, it was like a moment of relief, like that ability to be able to express myself. It was like my moment, where I could just be true to myself, being authentic, and my comfort zone. I didn't know that was my comfort zone until I got in that zone and around like-minded people who were, in the music and able to do the things that they do, in the music.
Okay. And so, before we go on about your journey now, the topic for tonight is, what does your legacy mean to you?
So you wanted to ask me?
Yes. What does your legacy mean to you? So that is the topic of discussion. So that's why we're going to get into all that you do.
Okay. All right. Thanks. I appreciate that. So, are you asking me now, like what my legacy means to me?
Yeah. What does that mean to you? If you can give us a rundown, like if you kind of think about it, You've been doing this for a very long time. You touch many surfaces. When it comes to music, fashion, acting, being a radio personality. Being a public speaker, motivational speaker. So, what does that legacy mean to you? Your legacy,
Um,
that is.
it means a lot. My mission, open up a platform for where I didn't have the opportunity because of the work that I've done or the initiative that I put in to any and everything that I've done, that it allows the next person to carry it on, as a continuum. Because you never know, like, what your gifts and your talents that God gave you, how it can deliver and how it can help the next person. I can give you a plethora of artists that have, inspired me. I I can tell you, like, certain days and times where songs uplifted, and I wanted to be a part of that inspiration and to create that type of impact. It was more than just me expressing myself. It was more importantly about, know, will it help someone?
Mhm.
Because of me being so loving, being an empath or a compassionate artist, I to create that same type of feel, like how other music artists feel. I wanted to give other people that same feel and realize that, where I came from, living and growing up in the project, a lot of children don't have that opportunity. And so I want that dynamic, that force to show, children that been, where I come from, hey, there is a chance, it is real. Your dreams can come true. You just have to put forth the effort, keep God first, and then pressing on. It can get difficult. Life can get in the way. But know that if you stay consistent and you just don't stop, that was my thing. Like, don't stop. That's my legacy, not to stop. To keep going. I don't care what I'm going through. Just to keep going. Even if it took 2 or 3 years to put the project, I didn't stop. You know what I mean? And that's what my mean to me. Um, to be a servitude.
Right. Okay. I can dig that. And so for you, you're from upstate New York, and a lot of times I feel like when they talk about New York, they talk about the Five Barrels, and I feel like they forget about upstate. And so one of the most critically acclaimed producers is from upstate. I when I talk about Stevie J, people don't even really understand his body of work. Stephen Hitman Jordan has so much. And we talking about Biggie, we talking about Josie, we talking about Mary J, we talking about Usher, we talking about Total, we talking about Kelly Price, and the list goes on and on and on. And so, with you, with you being from the upstate New York, let's talk about the talent that's there. Let's talk about how it's such an untapped market, and it's tons of talent there. And so, why do you feel like sometimes y'all are overlooked?
I think it's more or less about location and, just being able to come together as a collective. You know what I mean? When I say collective, I mean just artists just being able to correspond and come together whole. You know, it's already hard, so I don't want to single out my location and that we, don't come together as we should, or more importantly, enough in order to get that type of, traffic towards our way. But I can say as a culture, we do need to come together more and, allow one another a way to express ourselves creatively. So, hold on one.
Sure.
My apologies. My uh, uh, ringing the doorbell. So anyhow, um, yeah, it, it's just more important that just come together and just to continue to express, let people know, like, you know, we're coming together as a whole. We're not separated. We're not divided. And and really, and I think that a lot of artists like Griselda Records, shouts out to them. You know, along that dynamic, allowing that door to kind of like open. It wasn't even just more or less the first. I got the Seven Year, the Band Brothers. They were the ones that was the catalyst for pop in this city. So as long as we remain exalt one another, I think that to be honest, I think we have a lot of eyes on our location. I don't even. I don't feel like that we really are looked over anymore like to be. I feel like there's a lot more opportunity and a lot more because artists along the it's not even just him. I've seen other artists that's really getting out there and getting known. You know what I mean? So it's a matter of just staying consistent and we just together.
Okay, I can dig it, and you're right. But a lot of times, when I kind of hear people talk about NY, I don't think you guys get enough mentions. So that's why I brought it up, and I tell people, if you want to talk about upstate New York as a whole, you got various places in different places there's so much talent in. So one of the greatest artists, musicians, performers of our time is from upstate. Brother by the name of Rick James, R.I.P.
Right.
He's from upstate. You know what I mean? And so this is a man that sold millions of records. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
fans
And
love.
you got also Brian McKnight. I don't mean to cut you off, but you got Brian McKnight, Vanessa
Right.
Williams. You got CBJ. Who have children here. You got DMX here. They've been in and out of the city. So it's not, that's why I couldn't totally agree. Like, oh, we overlooked. Like, no, it's like bits and pieces here and there. But as long as we remain coming together and constantly letting our because there's a lot of platforms that allow you that liberty to do so. We're going to, in due time, but also we do have a gateway when it comes to movies. So we do have a lot of movies that come here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that was shot. We had Purge. I was in that. I was Purge. I was as an extra. Also, you have a lot of movies that had been filmed in this area. So that's why I said I can't. Because I know the history of it, I can't totally agree and say, "Hey, we're totally overlooked." But no, it's been some great artwork coming out of this
That's dope.
area.
That's real dope. And welcome, Miss Deanna Freeman. You can contact her at I am Deanna Freeman. That's the voice of word on the streets. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Radio
Oh, she's
platform,
online.
radio person. Oh yeah. She that deal, and she tapping in. You see what you got going on. So that's my people for sure.
Hey, Miss Freeman, how are you?
Yeah. So as your music went on, and from 13 years old, then you got to high school. So when do you feel like you really started taking it serious? Like you kind of said, oh, people really want to hear me now. So I got to take this serious.
Yeah, I was around like 4 years old.
Okay.
I started
Okay.
really young, and I had a deep passion for it. I loved how we were, to come together. It wasn't just myself, as an artist in the studio. It was like a collective of artists, other artists I was working, and it allowed me to, develop my skills as far as songwriting. Songwriting, I think, I'm passionate about that, and so that's what I was more focused on at the time, the songwriting part, because I wanted to write for other artists, and so on and so forth. And it wasn't until I possibly got around 17 or 18 where I wanted to do my own personal project. But starting at 13 to 14, I just wanted to write.
Okay. That's dope. So you know, um, being that now it's a highlight that I have that I want to say about you.
Okay.
Now, when we hear about the mixtape series, we hear about a lot of rappers, but you one of the first females I know that was like banging on mixtapes. And so for you to be a songstress, R&B soul artist and stuff like that, man, how did you come to getting just putting your music on mixtapes? Something different that the audience can hear.
Well, what I did was I introduced myself. I let myself be known. I wasn't quiet. I wasn't one of the type of people that was, shy or bashful about, my talent. Like, tell me to sing on the spot, and I sung on the spot. Even earlier on in that, um, I don't know. I just love doing that. And so, the first mixtape that I was really on, DJ Shay, Unsigned City. Rest in peace to DJ Shay. He was on that. He got Benny deal with Jay-Z. I was his mixtape. That was the first mixtape I was ever on, hip hop, and I'm doing R&B. So, shouts out to him. Rest in peace, DJ Shay. But I always hung with a lot of rappers, but I had a tune to carry. I was about to say my other friend, rest in peace. Nate Dogg. You know how Nate Dogg like carried the melody, but he be singing and it kind of
Well,
flow like mixed in. Like that's the flavor I was given, but it's just I'm more up north with it. And so I was able to do that being around all of them brothers, in and out the studio. I love ciphers. So I stood around hearing brothers like rap against one another, battling and in ciphers. I love ciphers. I love battle raps as well. So I just kind of took what I had, nested and brought it in a hip hop form. That's all. And Mary J. Blige is also my number one artist that I've, grown to love and grew up on. And so with her flavor and kind of like bouncing off of her ways, you know what I mean? I
mhm.
was able to formulate my own identity.
Okay, okay. And so with you creating your own identity and people understand that you got a swag to really get on track with these hip hop artists, but they also understanding that you produce love ballads, like you're a real R&B soul singer. And so what was that like when the rappers really kind of heard you do something different outside of being on a hook with them, and they were like, "Whoa, it's like that," you know what I mean? So how did that work for you? Kind of having them to cross over to listen to your music as well as doing collabs with you.
Well, what it was is that I just kind of like stayed, consistent on it. And what I did was made sure that whatever I was writing or saying was meaningful. So it was like in the beginning, yeah, it was about love and personal else. But it wasn't until I had a little bit more experience as I went on, like around 17, 18. I'm like, okay, no, I want people educated when I get off this. You know what I want to be able to touch someone's soul and be able to, energetically. So I made sure that whatever content I wrote, purpose. That was my mission. It was purpose. That my lyrics wasn't just a song. It was a living, breathing entity that you can apply to your life, and you were learning from what you were hearing. Because a lot of people in the music industry now we just do music. You ask some people that just do music. It's just like, oh, I'm doing music. But no, you gotta understand something. It's an art. Music is an art. Even cooking. Everything that you do is art. Life is it's a artwork. And so you have to take your time. You gotta know how to, you know, um, how to more or less present yourself in a way where it's impactful. And so with that being said, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna say something that's gonna mean something, that's gonna change people's lives. And I stayed committed to that. I stayed dedicated to it and I just kept, doing it, staying consistent with it, just make it a part of who I am.
Okay, okay, okay. And we have Kimmy K checking in. operations director for the Village Global Network, which about on her platform, on her network. It's about 30 different creatives
Okay.
um, that screams to 191 different countries, and I am definitely a part of that network. So this interview will be heard in 191 countries. So yeah, we own it.
Hey,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
we own.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about. Right.
yeah. So as far as the singing, the modeling, the acting, all that goes together. And so, when did you get into fashion shows?
When I started working with uh, Don Blasingame, New Day Associates, I was the red carpet interviewer. I got a lot of my skills and was able to meet incredible people working alongside with John Blasingame. And he's into the fashion, he's into the model. So I had the opportunity to actually inside out from beginning to end, really intricate, lead seeing how people, come together, the designers from the models to, watching them transform they body and really get out there and put out, their artwork and passion. And, that was a great experience. I look forward to going back to that. But it was when I was working with New Day Associates that I really got into the fashion world.
Okay, okay. And so, upon you, being on the red carpet, you interviewing people, you brushing shoulders with important people. What was that red carpet experience for you like? And then once you experienced it, when you really sat there and think about it, was those connections, long life connections, and do you are you still connected with certain people that you interview on the red carpet?
Yes, I'm still connected. Uh, and as I stated before, I drew a lot of skills from the opportunity. I was able to meet incredible in execs, artists, models. It was like a mixture of of people who were in the same like-minded, industry as me. And so being able to allow myself to expand and see those different walks of life. Like one of my greatest interviews that I did was with Bob Sumner, the owner of Def Comedy Jam. He also, partnered up with Russell Simmons. So when I did that interview, like that was the biggest interview I ever did. and
Okay.
it was very rewarding. It was very rewarding. He gave me great, tidbits and advice on how to carry myself in the industry as an African American, artist, and being my platform. You know, he told me, gave me some good motivational words. I don't remember per se exactly what he said, but I can say that it impacted me and it just allowed me to keep going. It was definitely motivating. It's different when you at home and you in your own hometown, opposed to you going to a different city and you like meeting people who are the catalyst in the entertainment, and you seeing these people doing, going out there and really, doing it. You seeing it. So
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So upon that, you got into fashion and you was on the red carpet and um and so you also got into launching your own perfume, your own fragrance. Let's talk
yeah.
about the process of that and how it came about.
What I did was I do a lot of research. I research like almost everything, like down to chemicals that's in plastic. Like, I don't know, I'm real geek for research and stuff. And so what I did was I said, hey, I wanted to put out something that I own, that was personally mine. It was important to me, as we talking about legacy, that I had left. It's important to me to leave something behind for my children, grandchildren, so on and so forth. I think very far ahead. And I did a lot of years of research, started researching the bottles, started researching what chemicals that you need to be in it, how you get it on the shelf. Like I mean 7 years. 7 to 8 years before I actually put out my own product. And then I had to switch up the bottles because, freelancing is mine. Then you have to understand the legalities of it when it comes to the Food, Drug, and Administration part, because you don't want to run into legal problems, skin conditions or anything else. So it was a lot of dedication to research, bottles, putting chemicals together. Like I just became a chemist in my own personal kitchen, basically.
Right. So the perfume has been going strong for a long time now. Your fragrance has been out there, and so um, how many stores do you have the fragrance in right now?
Well, I don't have it in any stores. I only have it on digital online. Um,
Okay.
that is because in the beginning I wasn't as consistent, and as I stated before, I had to learn the legality part of it because I'm like, listen, I'm a Black African American woman. I don't want to get sued up the wazoo because somebody then got an allergic infection or something like that. These types of things takes time. It takes patience and, like I said before, research. And so as years went on, I just didn't want to be one of them type of people that just procrastinate. Because I work better under pressure. So I pushed it out to family. I pushed it out to, and kind of stamped and kind of like along the years, just kept elevating it to where to now I'm like, okay, I know where to get the labels. I know where to get this. I know which manufacturer I want to work with. And so as I stated before, consistency.
Okay. That's dope. So if you can drop the name of your fragrance and tell people where they can get it at, and tell them what type of fragrance it is, and how many different fragrances you have, and all that good stuff.
Okay. So the name of my friend is Endure New York. You can find it online on my website at www.endurethemovement, all word NDUREH movement.com. You can order that. I also have an Etsy shop, but I haven't like upgraded because I wanted to have the traffic only geared towards my website. And so find it online. You can also look through me. I do look forward to putting it in some bricks and mortars, but because of my consistency with travel, I choose to keep it online, kind of be like the Fashion Nova type vibe. Fashion booming. That's $1 billion company. I've been researching them too. $1 billion company and online. I didn't want anything to constrict me. So everything is online. You'll find it there. And I have all updates as always. I'm consistently giving updates as far as events where I may be at. I have an event coming up on the 16th, so I will be there giving out samples, reintroducing it to the market. I have two. So the first variant is New York. That variant is purple bottle, very soft, very elegant. The second variant that I'm going to be bringing out is called Phoenix, and it's under Endure New York. This is the bottle. I kept looking in my background, like, wait a minute. I said, let me see what that is in the background. But these are going to be the new bottles. And so I have two different variants of fragrances, and the customers will be able to go on my website and order it online.
Okay. So what is it like being a owner of your own fragrance? What about the different conferences that you have to go to, and the type of networking events and the workshops, just about that industry, so what are those workshop likes?
So basically, what I did was I already had a platform already of like fans and the traffic marketing, a traffic already due to my music and everything. So what I did is that I incorporated, the fragrance with fashion and kind of like had it like a part of my brand. And so I'm living, walking in, yeah, I am, I'm an entrepreneur. And so with that being said, it can, when you start launching stuff, everybody knows how to start a business. It's always difficult. And in order to even have anything to tap off the ground, it's about consistency, and At first, I'm not gonna lie, when it came to the indoor New York fragrance, when I first started it, like I was booked, like I was doing baskets, I was doing holiday sales, selling online, doing vendor events, selling at, workshops, or, more importantly, the vendor events, you know. But now it's like, okay, I'm ready to take it to another level and actually put it in the actual store and be a supplier for it. And that process is a little bit, shaky, but I was able to research, and I know the stores that I would like to, supply with fragrance. It's just a matter of allowing God to work.
Okay, I can dig it. I can dig it. So we're live with Endure, and we're chopping up about her career, music, fashion. She has her own fragrance. She's an actress. She's a radio personality. Most importantly, she's a mother. And we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after these important messages.
I'm tired of lying, and it's getting plain to see. I done tried hard to deny, but this woman changing me. Might go to the clubs, but I leave kinda early, and I don't drink and drive, but chug and jive, so my woman ain't gotta worry. No, no. See, I can't be playing with her heart or playing with her mind. We ain't getting no younger, can't play with my time. And I know she miss me and can't wait to kiss me. So I might be invited tonight. You ain't gotta look for me. I might be invited tonight. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, all right. That was my man, Too Smooth out of Mississippi, Southern Soul Singer. He said he might be in by 10 tonight. You ain't got to worry. You ain't got to look for me. I'm coming home. That's what I'm talking about. Take her home, man. Keep her happy. Keep her happy,
Okay.
man. Happy wife, happy life, man, and everything else gonna fall into place. So keep her happy. Cause we all we all we all need that strong companion, that strong backbone, and keep them happy, treat them right, and you'll be surprised. Um, how they can do the same for you and just keep you focused and motivated. So shout out to all the queens out there, man. And we definitely, us real men, definitely appreciate y'all for sure, for sure. So endure. So now this is $1 million question
Okay.
that a lot of people want to know. Inquiring minds wants to know. How does one maintain a successful courtship while in the entertainment industry?
You have to be with someone that is like-minded and have the same goals and principles and understand what comes with that lifestyle. If they don't, and they don't know thyself, then it's going to be turbulent. It's going to be a turbulent, relationship. It's not going to, work out in your favor.
Okay, okay, okay. And so, would that say that, with you being a female and you going this place, you doing that, you on the microphone, touching the stage, you doing the red carpet, everybody want to take pictures with you and stuff like that. So the level of understanding that someone has, when they're dating somebody or married to somebody that's in the entertainment industry, how focused does that person have to be, in your opinion?
Um, I feel like their main focus should be God, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not negating the person that's in the connection with that person, but I personally know that once you have a personal relationship with Christ, everything else because they will feel the love, the Christ-like consciousness from your mate, and it will allow you to be able to be to your purpose. You get what I'm saying? And I'll give you a few examples. So, like, say for instance, you have to go out of town, okay? And this is someone you married, have you, and y'all have young children. You know, once you know thyself and you're operating Christ-like consciousness, God doesn't have this fear. You get what I'm saying? There's no insecurity. There's no. That's why I say love, because when you have a Christ-like consciousness, you don't worry about your mate, and you know how to have faith, and you know how to pray, okay, and to give situations, problems, circumstances, God, and you understand and know that you can only control what you can control. So it's important that you have a Christ-like consciousness, and with and with that, and with also state of mind, you know thyself. So therefore, it alleviates a lot of problems and circumstances, situations, that can, come out when you are a woman dating the significant in this type of industry, or even a
Okay.
man. Men go through it too. Women
Yeah,
do
yeah,
go
yeah, yeah,
through.
yeah, yeah. I might. I tell you what. Um, if she don't understand about this entertainment industry, you gonna catch it. Left, right, front, backwards, sideways. Oh, you gonna catch it for sure, for sure. You
I just feel like if you have a personal relationship with God, like everything else will unfold. You get what I mean? Because it's like, can't nobody tell you about yourself. You get what I'm saying? Not to
right,
mention
right.
how to discipline yourself, you know. And as I stated before, knowing who's, knowing understanding what you can control and what you cannot control, and leave everything else to God. Yeah.
The point blank period. I mean, well said. I couldn't have said that better myself. So well said. So you've been in this entertainment industry and you have touched. Um, you've been in front of the camera. Um, so you did some acting. You're an actress as well and a creative writer. So let's talk about you being an actress and a creative writer.
Okay. With the acting, um, as I stated before, I have a very love and passion just for art, period. And so, what I started to do was, as I stated, social butterfly. So any of the events, I've rubbed elbows and built relationships, kinships with people who were in that field, allow to, be able to discover, another part of me and what I'm able to deliver when it comes to the so I started, becoming an extra in several films. The major film that was The Purge, as I said before. I did get a credit for that. You know, I'm proud of myself on that. You have to have 3 credits in order to join the guild, but it's a lot of stipulations with the guild as well. They have the rules and regulations. But you know, I wanted to explore that side of the industry, and it's fun because it's like you be able to explore the different aspects of characters, the of you know the dynamics of a story. Being a writer, a creative writer. I've always been a writer. Period. Like that.
Mm.
That's first. I started writing before I started. And I got my book in right away. I wrote a Christian children. This is called With Love. Find it on Amazon as well, and I'll definitely share the link with you. It's on my website as well, so you can also buy the book off the website.
Okay,
But
so with you write a Christian children book, I will say this. Um, I'm glad to see you do that, and children's book, and because you always been about the kids. You know what I'm saying? Whether
yes,
it's your children or whether it's just kids in the community, in the neighborhood, you always been about the kids ever since I know you. So What prompted you to write a Christian um, children's book?
God, just like that, God. And
Okay,
also
okay,
being inspired by an unfortunate circumstance that my daughter had to, deal with. I was inspired by her story. She, really heavily in the ministry and worship. And my daughter, unfortunately, was getting bullied at high school, for love of Christ. And so I'm like, me, I'm a freedom fighter. I'm an injustice. I'm a community activist.
right,
I'm hands, with the motivation. So as you said it before, I have a group of kids I speak to, and I motivate. But I'm like, no, that's right. And so what I wanted to do was to encourage children, you know, through the inspiration of my daughter's story, that it's okay to love God. You're not weird, you're not crazy, and don't allow nobody to shake you up in your spirit, take you away from your faith. That's a lot on a child, to be going into that dynamic of the school, and you're dealing with a different personality. You got to learn the content in school. Then you got teachers. That's a lot on a child. You know, to be able to face somebody about your faith. You get what I mean? Like, I want children to be unmovable and unshakable. So I want to encourage the children, like, it's okay to preach about God. Nobody don't
right.
want to listen. Tell them to keep on stepping. Period. Okay. I'm real.
Yes,
I don't
yes,
sound
yes,
a little more animated when I speak about that, but no, it's real. You get what I mean? And everybody wanna knock out God from life, but God is life. You get what I'm saying?
yes,
And
yes,
so I wanted to write literature that encouraged the children to continue to preach, continue to minister, you know. And I'm watching videos left and right on YouTube, TikTok, where you see them more in touch with the word, like, and with the stuff that's going on in the world today, you need God. So I wanted to encourage these babies to be at it, to stay grounded and rooted in a faith, and be unmovable, and for them to know that they have not only my support, but the support of Christ-like conscious community. Period.
I can dig it. I can dig it. I love it. I love it. And might I add, you have came a long, long way. A long way from from the time me and you kind of started networking together and became friends. Your growth and your purpose and your wisdom and your and your compassion is it's grown so much. And you as a person, a woman, and a mother has grown so much. Um, I I see your babies is doing big things. I remember when they was praise dancing, and now your oldest is like what the first black female golfer in your city to be recognized, right?
She's actually the second African American female in the tri-state area, number four in the area, and the only African American female right now at a young age playing golf in this area. So yes, I'm very extremely proud of my daughter, and she's making history. And
Right.
my other daughter, she is playing volleyball. She's very passionate about. And I can't wait to get them on your show. By the way, yeah, I had to miss that. I'm glad. Thank you so much,
Okay.
for giving us that opportunity to allow my children to express themselves and their talents, and giving them a platform to be able to, exemplify, God's gifts, that's been
Right.
given to
Right.
them.
Right. And not only that, they're active in the community, they're active in church, and they are active in the film world too, right?
Yes, I actually had put my daughters in the first film Breathe. It was like it was more or less an introductory type thing. Now my oldest daughter do want to do acting. I actually wrote a film that I'm looking to release soon. Um and as I said before, I just wanted to make sure that anything that I do, remember I said in the beginning, it's with purpose. So I definitely try to, stay more anchored and more associated with faith.
Okay. Great. That's pretty impressive. I got my cousin Denny Nicole tapping in. She's joining us. Welcome,
All right.
cuz. I appreciate you tapping in with us. Thank you so
What's up,
much.
cuz?
Yeah, you heard. She said, "What's up, cuz?" You heard her.
What's up, cuz?
And so you always had a passion for radio, and you always had a passion for you know interviewing people so they can tell their story, so you can understand what their journey is, and so you can have conversations with in impactful people. You know what I mean? To keep others inspired and keep others focused and keep others to keep pressing on to really keep pushing, because we have to push each other into greatness, and
Exactly.
we can only inspire if we stay inspired. So with that being said, tell me about your journey as a radio personality. How did that take off?
So, so I started off with doing jingles and infomercials for a business here in West York. And I got hired to do the jingles for certain, gigs, to, commercials for businesses. Um, I had the pleasure to work with David Allen, who taught me how to board, like literally physically work with, learning and from one song to the next, and then learning how to mixer, the microphone, level with volumes. The interesting part about the technical part of it. And
Hmm.
so I always had a music period. And so then, you know, um, I'm like, wait a minute, it don't have to stop there. And so God laid it on my heart, to start my called Broken But Not Bound Ministry. And I wanted to be a voice for the people in the community and to talk about social issues. So I started also my own podcast and just continue. I actually have the latest episode I did was like 2 weeks ago called Operation Love. You can find that on my website, Spotify, Broken But Not Bound Ministries. And not only do I talk about social issues, but I try to incorporate scripture. I also incorporate, a book that we've been reading out of, Sarah Jakes. It's a devotional, daily prayer book, because people be going through it,
Yeah.
and we need to like really help one another out. When I became a community crisis specialist at my old job, like you have no idea, like how many people came through it in that door. I love it. Um, that were in need of help, not spiritually, but mentally, emotionally, physically. And I'm like, man, I gotta get me right, So on my journey, developing, my identity, learning thyself, I was able to incorporate what I learned. The Holy Spirit laid it on me to incorporate what I learned, my journey, my experience, and be able to incorporate it into a podcast that, and I'm looking for guests on. You're more than welcome to come on as well. But
Okay.
it's important to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my music. But as you know, me for years, I'm about people. I want to talk about the real stuff. I want to talk about, why the government is holding up social services, disability benefits. I have two campaigns right now going on. One is for domestic violence,
Okay.
and one is for. I had a phone call coming. Yeah, sorry about that interruption. That was a phone call. But that's my passion. Okay, about elevating people's mind,
Hmm.
and spirit, because we have connections. We interact with people day out. We have family that we live with, man, spiritual warfare. And that was more, you know, I was passionate about that, because I know what it's like everyday life. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not negating my talents or anything that, God gifted me to do. But I was just more focused on healing. I was more focused on healing and helping people's soul, helping their mind, helping their spirits. You know, so many broken people that need God, that don't know thyself, that lose identity. And I get it. We into this talent, we want to be on this show and everything else, but who are you when you're in front of those people? That was my thing. Let me build that person. And if I gotta read scripture, if I gotta get on a podcast every week, if I gotta write poetry that's gonna uplift you, and we're gonna talk about the real deal, you know, um, um, surviving from narcissistic abuse, you know, helping people about
Ooh, let's
literacy.
go back. You said surviving from narcissistic abuse.
Yes, I have a whole series I'm doing right now about betrayal trauma because I wanted to incorporate. I've been studying the brain. You have no idea what happens to a person's brain, human being's mind, when it goes into trauma. Like I said, I'm not no negating from none of my talents or nothing that I have going on with the book, the fashion, and all that other stuff. But I was God, you know, came to me and was like, what really matters the most? I don't want to walk around here fighting my black queen because she don't know thyself and she comparing herself to me. You get what I mean? We ain't got time for that. We supposed to be uplifting one another. I'm tired of going to a store and you got a brother over here calling a woman out of her name. That was more important to me. You get what I mean? And then if you notice, I also incorporated it into my song. I got my one song called "Wake Up." I'm basically talking about a brother not knowing his worth and not knowing what he getting into. Listen, you better wake up because if you don't, they're gonna run you over. And you know, and it's too many of us in our culture. It's important to me. We down one another. You know, where's the love at? For real. You get what I'm
Mm,
saying? I should be able to, you know, go to my friend without hurting her dignity if she has food in her refrigerator to feed her babies. See, that's the stuff that's important to me. You get what I'm
right.
saying? I went to Orlando, Florida. I'm only in Buffalo for a short amount of time, but you know, when I went out there, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I got my art, I want music, but I'm like, God, why are there so many homeless people? And I put out a video and also started petitioning about raising up the the minimum wage, 12.95. Listen, and I'm in the politics. The governor ain't seen nobody yet. Have them people living like that. I seen more homeless folks and I'm in the club. We ain't got time
Yeah,
for that. You
um,
understand?
I will tell you this right here. In certain places in America, I don't know. And, I always am going to take up for the veterans. It makes no sense why there's 64,000 homeless veterans in America. And we're
Hold on.
supposed to be the best country in the world.
I got another kicker for you. Let me tell you what I experienced. Okay. Had the liberty to meet a older gentleman that's a veteran, retired veteran, but the living conditions that he was living in. What we talking about? These men that have served our country, and you got
Right.
them living in deplorable conditions where water ain't working right, electricity. Like I could go on and on. I took pictures. Like I'm literally on a journey where I'm fighting. Like I'm listen. I that don't make sense. You got these men that didn't win in the war to fight so that we can have a certain liberation, then only to come out and to be treated like crap. Listen, you know darn well you wouldn't let your mama live in those conditions. So why would you sit up there and let this man of God live in them type of conditions? You would be surprised, okay?
No, I wouldn't,
At
baby
what?
girl. I wouldn't be surprised because, you know,
I'm just like,
a lot of times, when we see these veterans and they're going through it, is like first of all, when you're seeing seeing people die is not natural, you know, and seeing kids have bombs strapped to them is not natural. When you're over in Kuwait and Afghanistan in Syria and stuff like that. So they see some things, and then they have to come back to the States, and they never get the proper help they need. And so their mental capacity is shot, is gone, is damaged. And so, and then with these living conditions, and you got all these veterans that's homeless and things of that nature. So it's up to us to really help them because they helped us. They defended this country. You know what I mean? They put their mind, their body, their soul, their heart. You
Oh, and
know,
baby, don't let me get in.
everything
Don't
on
let
the
me get
line.
in about the country. Don't let me get in about the country. Oh, I got a thing or two to say about America. Okay, I'm sick of it. I'm just plain sick of it. And so, with that being said, I can elaborate a little bit more on another, token on that note.
Right,
But the thing of the matter is that I wanted to hit home. Okay, you know, I'm tired of seeing homeless people. I'm tired of seeing children without clothes. I'm tired of seeing mothers, lose and struggle and get beat on. I'm tired of seeing men, going to jail. I also joined two groups. I'm a part of the rap group where we went to Albany and fight for the reform bill for prisoners, for older prisoners. I was a part of that bill. I'm so glad that they had passed it. Governor Hochul had passed it. And so I can actually say that I was a part of something meaningful. I had wrote a
right,
long speech for the legislator. We weren't able to, meet the legislation. They was trying to rule out the new judge that they was had coming in. I forgot. He is Puerto Rican. I forgot, but they were dealing with that issue at that time. And then I also was a part of the fair pay bill, where they brought up the minimum wage of care workers, because I've also had the opportunity to work in the healthcare field and saw what was going on, not only with my clients, but also with us workers, the unfairness and the long hours and stuff. And so, as I stated before, I'm not going to negate from the gifts and the talents that God gave me, but I'm all about purpose. And if my talents and my gifts ain't about the purpose, I ain't doing it. Period.
right.
And so I never forget when I went to Nas concert, and I've been holding that and really, making that my pet peeve. Nas said on stage, he said, of course, he talked about his dad being in jazz and everything else, but before he performed, he was at the Eric Canal Harbor. That said, I wanted to make sure that my music taught people. That was it for me. I said, "Oh, yeah, that's it. That's what I want to do.
Yeah,
That's how I want my music to touch. I want it to move." And so, being a big fan of Nas, being a big fan of, KRS-One and all of these freedom fighters and liberators, I was grown up on Queen Latifah. I know the whole album. You know what I'm saying? The UNITY. That's what I'm about. That's what I always been about. A freedom fight, fighting for people's rights, fighting for equality, fighting for good, good quality of life, keeping a mental status uphold. You know what I mean? Like,
I
like I
love it.
said before, I get it. We got culture, we got entertainment and everything else. But I encourage people that if whatever you do and whatever gift that God has give you and you make it um a mainstream thing where you monetize off of it, whatever, make sure that it changes a person's life.
That's right.
That's my make
Make
sure that
sure
what
your
you do
make sure your gifts are
a
impactful
person's
and
life. I can sit
right.
up here all day long and talk about how big my butt is and how this and how that, but it's gonna heal you. Is it gonna uplift you? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not knocking none of the other artists. You feel me? Don't come for me. I'm coming for you. I'm just stating the facts. You can't sit up here and tell a young girl, okay, understand me, as a community activist, you can't sit up here and tell me, and I'm in the community watching these girls think that type of content, and then you ain't in the alleyway or in them cars when they sitting up here trying to hook up with that John. and they out there all inspired by that song. They losing their soul. See what I'm saying? If there ain't nothing I do, that's one thing I gotta say. Like I have to make sure whatever I do, it means something. So I make sure that I'm teaching that young girl that was brought from a broken home, her
That's
mama
right.
on drugs or something. Hey, yo, love yourself, know thyself. I also just started affirmation page called on YouTube called Affirmation Sessions, and I have a series of things. The first one I just put out was an affirmation session talking about I wanted people to affirm and declare and decree of what they deserve, because a lot of us take a lot on that we don't even deserve, and then we
Yeah,
wonder why we lost our minds. We crazy spirits already in the uproar. You making all of these reckless decisions and stuff, and it pours into your life. Remember, you are your environment. Okay,
that's
you
right.
can't become your environment, and so I wanted to bring awareness and attention so that people don't fall victim to those type of circumstances. That's what's important to me. And if I got to use my music, if I got to use my art, if I got to use my writing, if I got to use whatever to deliver you, then baby, God, I told God, use me, just use me, because
I,
I'm tired of people being victimized by people's perceptions. I got tired of seeing people victimized by people's opinions, and I got tired of, more importantly, seeing people not know how beautiful they are within. And I was one of those people too that didn't know that my worth. And it's about living now. It's about becoming. It's about standing in truth.
that's right.
And man, that's what matters to me, man. People
I can dig
saving
it.
lives, you know.
Yeah, I can dig it. I can dig it, man. So we about out of time. So I want you to tell everybody where they can follow you at, where they can connect with you at, and listen, my auntie Johnny just tapped in. She said nice show, and Auntie Johnny, I
You.
appreciate you tapping in. Love you, Auntie Johnny. I appreciate you.
Okay, so you could definitely tap in on my website at www.endurethemovement.com. That is NDureTheMovement, all one word. You also can find me at Natalie NDure Brooks. You can find me on Twitter at Endure Forever. Excuse me. You can also find me on Instagram at Endure Forever Fire Burning. But also, too, I will send you a link that you can give to all of your followers. My digital business card where I have all of my links and everything. And just pull up Endure, Ndure, and I have a lot going on, platforms, 4 YouTube channels. Man, look, just look me up. I'm everywhere. And I thank you so much for allowing me to come on my platform to be able to express myself and the line of work that I'm doing, my kingdom work. It's about kingdom work now. I'm not
No doubt,
about
no doubt, no
self no
doubt.
more.
You doing that kingdom work, and we have dropped these kingdom jewels tonight. And so
Yes, we did.
I definitely appreciate you coming on. But until the next time, King Jacob, Ms. NDure Brooks. We gonna keep the fire burning, and we gonna ask, God to bless y'all as He's gonna bless all of us. Good night, peace, blessings, and love.
All right. Peace, love, and light. I'm out.